Good morning, guys. Tim L here again for FeelgoodFX, and this is our lesson number 2 in the Elliott Wave forecasting training videos that we're doing. And lesson number 2, we really want to focus on taking the information that we learned in lesson 1 and applying it in real-time trading. So now taking these wave structures and subwaves and now applying them into a real live trading situation and numbering your chart. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to open up a nice fresh chart. GBPUSD is the one that I want to do today because that's my favorite instrument to play on. And then we are going to try and break it down. So we're going to look at the larger picture and then break it down into the subwaves and then those break them down into subwaves so that we can see and try and predict what is going to happen next based on the structure that we are visually seeing at the moment. Okay, so let's open up a fresh chart. Okay, so here's GBPUSD. This is now on the weekly chart, and just from eyeballing this chart, we can see a couple of patterns that are showing up over here. We've got a nice so what I'm seeing over here, I'm definitely seeing a corrective action happening over here, and then it comes into an impulse, which looks like it hasn't really finished off yet. So there's an A, B, C, D, E. So there's an A, that's a B, and then it's breaking down into another C wave over here. I can see here it's starting to segment because we've got a short third. So that would, if you counted this 1, 2, 3, 4, then that third becomes the shortest, which means you should actually count that 1, 2, then lower degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's some corrective action happening over there. That's not impulsive at all. And then here's definitely some corrective action happening over here. That third is also the shortest, so I'm going to count that differently. A, B, C, D, E. So what we really want to do now is we want to focus our attention on what might be happening in this area over here. So I want to zoom into that. We can do that on the daily chart here. Let's just open it up so that we can see more. Okay, so here we go. You can see this is definitely some corrective action happening over here. What I'm seeing an A, B, C for B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C, and then it does the same thing happening over here as well, same thing. Okay, so what we're going to do now, this is MetaTrader 4 that I'm working, and MetaTrader 4 doesn't have Elliott's Wave designation, so we're going to be typing them in, and we just use the Draw Text button to do that. All right, so I'm going to do one over here for you. We're going to say that this over here is definitely an A, capital A. And what color do I want to use here? Let's go for green. Alright, so it's really that simple, guys. So you see, we've now got an A, then I've got another A, B, C happening over here. And we're just going to label them. And here we've got our B. And then here we're going to get our C wave. So it's really that simple, guys. Now you want your charts to give you as much information but with the least amount of clutter. And then we're going to try and come up with a forecast or a trading plan so we can say, okay, well, these are the best times to take our opportunities. We might be buying for 3 weeks and selling for 2 weeks. All right, now this does take a lot of time when I draw these in, so I'm going to try and fast track it. I'm going to try and draw them in and then get back to the video. So once I've got an ABC, this is definitely going to be because it's a complex correction, it's going to be a W. Right, so for the guys that know that your complex corrections, if you don't know complex corrections, I'll definitely do a lesson. I think the next lesson I'll do will be on complex corrections. But let's start the labeling process. So there we have it, guys. There's the complex correction that I'm seeing. And guys, whenever you're doing your trading plan and you're looking for these patterns, trade what you see. Don't go and look at what other guys are saying. No, this is this type of wave or whatnot. Guys, trade what you see, because if 80% of people are losing money on the market, it's generally because they are following someone else's advice. And if 80% are losing money, then you want to be part of the 20% that is making money. And in order to make money, you need to do something different. So trade what you see. Okay, so this is the complex correction that I can see at the moment. If I wanted to break this down into more subwaves, what I would do is I can see over here the C wave, and C waves are generally 5-wave structures. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see there with the rule of alternation, our second wave is simple, our fourth wave is complex, and then it ends in a nice ending diagonal. You can see that over there. Alright, so that's what I can see. Then it gives us an X wave. X's are a failure to break out and continue the trend, and then it gives us another correction. And complex corrections are just two corrections next to each other broken up by an X. Here we go, another 5 waves over here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. Complex correction when our second wave was a simple correction, fourth wave was complex, and then it finished off with a 5-wave structure for our C wave, and that gave us a Y. And then it started to continue that trend again. Okay, so guys, it's really that simple. Now, all we need to do is see what's happening in the next part of this wave structure. And what can you see? I mean, what I can see happening over here, it does look like it gives us 5 waves, except for this third wave over here. See, this is our wave 1. Then our third wave is definitely shorter than wave 1, and it's shorter than wave 5. So this is definitely not impulsive, because it breaks that rule where the third wave can't be the shortest. So how I am going to trade this is we're going to break it up. We're going to break it up over there, and we're going to break it up over here. And what do we see here? Here we see an expanding diagonal for a B wave. Then this would be an A. Then we've got an A, B, C, D, E for B, and then it gives us our last part of the zigzag, the C wave. And then this looks like a zigzag that is broken up with an expanding diagonal. So let's draw that one in, guys. Alright, so there we have it. So we've got our A wave coming down here. Then we've got our lower degree A, B, C, D, E for our B wave of a higher degree. And then it comes and finishes our C wave over here. Let me just adjust that, because I just copied and pasted. And then we've got our C wave over there. So now what we've got is we've got a 3-wave structure happening over here, and then a 3-wave structure happening down here. So in order to forecast, we need to cheat a little bit, and we say, okay, well, in a corrective pattern, there is a correction called the 335 correction, which is a flat correction. And we've got our 3 waves here, we've got our 3 waves here, so now we can anticipate. So we're using the wave structure to now anticipate what might be happening next. So we've got a 3 wave over here. This could be a very large 4th wave that we are in, of a much higher degree. So this one over here, we can say is our A wave. Let me just designate a color to that. Let's go for orange, or a dark orange. I'm going to call that larger degree A. And this would be a larger degree B. So now that we have an idea about where we could be within our wave structure, now we can zoom in and see, well, I am anticipating 5 waves now. because I've got a 3 wave up, I've got 3 waves down. And if this is going to be a large flat correction, I need to get 5 waves up happening in this degree here, this same degree, the red degree. So what we have to do is we have to zoom in and try and anticipate and see how does that fit within our strategy without breaking any of the rules. So now we've zoomed in now. We've gone from our weekly chart, we went down into our daily chart, and now we've zoomed into our 4-hour chart to take a look at this 5-wave structure. So now if I can't see 5 waves yet, then that means that the wave is still progressing. It's still busy building itself yet, or still busy building itself at the moment. So what do I see here, man? I see I definitely see a first wave here. Here's a 1, 2, subwave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, then ABC for 4, and then 5 over here. So I'm going to number that one there 1, and see what else. Where else can I see something? No, not blue sky, sorry. Pale green, and we're going to call that one 1. Okay, so yeah, so there's a 1. Then we've got some corrective action happening over here, and this looks quite complex. Hey, ABC, there's another ABC here because we've got the 4th wave violation going into the territory of wave 1. Then I see another wave coming down here. That's an ABC, X, or B, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's definitely corrective. And then here's, this one here is a tough one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that 1, 2 to that 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's a 5-wave structure happening over here. And then we've got a triple zigzag. This is a beautiful triple zigzag. You can see there that the wave 4 creeps up into the price territory of wave 1. So we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's definitely a complex correction happening over here. So this whole thing over here, if I'm looking for 5 waves coming up, this looks like a running flat. Definitely looks like a running flat over here with an expanding flat as my X wave. Check this out over here. A, B, C, so that's W, A, B, C, X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or W, X, Y, X, Z, and that would be the bottom of my wave 2. Remember, I've gone into this expecting a 5-wave structure. So I'm actually looking for a 5-wave structure at the moment, and you can see that we are now at our number 4 and starting to build our 5th wave over here. So if this over here is in this degree, 1, 2, 3, this looks like it is the completion of wave 4. And why do I say that? Because of the rule of alternation. So if my second wave was complex, my 3rd wave needs to be simple. If my second wave is flat, I can expect a sharp correction. So we're looking for a simple and a sharp correction for this wave 4 over here, which I do have. This is definitely a truncated zigzag. So I'm seeing a truncated zigzag happening over here. So then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're building our 5th wave over here. Let's see how it plays with our channel. Yeah, man, and it does. It fits within the channel here. So I am pretty happy with that count. It could be unfolding still. All right, so I'm looking for buys. I'm going to be buying when the price dips, and that's my strategy. But now let's zoom back out into our larger chart over here. As you can see here, this first wave is expanding or extending. So we're getting an extended first wave, and then we need to count. So this extended first wave is going to be 1 of 5 of this degree here, which is what we're really looking at. That's what we're looking for at the moment. So let's draw that in now and see how that looks. What I'm going to do to try and forecast this is my third wave extended quite nicely over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm going to say that, okay, if my third wave is the extension, then my wave 5 should have the same velocity as my wave 1. And there it will just peak outside of the channel that we've drawn in there. And that looks good. That looks good for a wave 5. So now we've got a bit of a plan going. Put in my number 5, and that means that wave 5 is going to be my 1 of 5, because this is the degree that I'm looking at, and that is the degree that I need a 5-wave structure for this plan to play out. So the only thing I need to do next is to now account for the right amount of degrees for this scenario to play out, which means that we're going to have a 2, then we're going to have a 3, and then we're going to have a 4, and then we're going to have a 5. Let's just get that back over here. Okay, so we're going to number that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I've done now. So now all I would do is I would now try and draw these lines in so that I have an idea about how this wave structure is going to play out. I've got a complex correction here for my number 2, and because I know that the wave is fractal, then I can expect in my larger degree my wave 2 might also be a complex correction. And so I will draw that in, and let's give that a go. So there you have it. I've now drawn in my lines. I can say that if my wave 2 is complex, my wave 4 is going to be simple. It breaks out of the channel over there, which means we can start numbering it in a higher degree, and it comes up right and fits within the territory that we're looking for. And that's it, guys. That's really how easy it is to come up with a forecast based on working a certain pattern that you might be anticipating. Because we are playing chess with the banks, we are anticipating what the next move is based on what we know about corrections. Over here we've got a 3-wave structure coming up here. We've got a 3-wave structure coming down. What can we anticipate? We can definitely anticipate a 5-wave structure coming up. Now, obviously, there's a lot of fundamentals that might be taking place at the moment that might be driving this kind of mass psychology, but we are more interested in the wave structure itself. Okay, guys, so I really hope that this has been informative for you guys. If there are any questions, you're welcome to just write a comment at the bottom of the video over here. Also subscribe, guys. I'm going to be doing another lesson on complex waves. That's going to be the next lesson, and let's see what happens in the next one.